Hi guys, it's Harry from Kickstart Commerce and I'm back today with another tutorial for you guys on BigCommerce. So today's tutorial is showing you how to export products and then use the bulk import products feature in a spreadsheet to import all of your products at once. So the first thing we'll need to do when doing this, I've created here a test product. What you'll need to do if you're starting from nothing is create a product with all the different features in that you'd like. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I've filled out a product with the product name, SKU, price, weight, category, description. So it might be important to add that you should do this, kind of model this or add one product from your product list that is the most complex. So the one with the most variants, the one with the most rules, custom fields, etc. So that it has all those fields in the export when you do that. So we've got a description, 2 images. If we go further down, 2 variants on size. Warranty information and the URL, so that should be fine. So if we just make sure that is saved and we go back, now what we can do with this one test product is if I tick it here and we go to this little drop down at the top and go to bulk edit, export these products, then we can click confirm and you'll come to this export page. Now if you click bulk edit here, these are fine. CSV is what you'd want it to be exported as, and then continue. And then you click on that and you click on the other link and it will save the file. So if we save this here as tutorial test export file and we save that, and then we open it up. Right, here we go. So I'll zoom in a little bit. So this is that product in the right template that BigCommerce reads it in on. So I can quickly talk you through this export here. Now it might look a little bit daunting if you haven't used this sort of sheet before. But essentially this top row is all of the different categories or sections of the import. So they're all different attributes of the product, and that's what you need to work through. So the product comes in as a product in the item type. The ID is how BigCommerce kind of tracks each individual row. So if we go across this top row here, row 2, we can see that the product name is here. The product type is a P. The product SKU is in here. There's a lot of columns in this are actually not needed. So like bin picking number, I won't be using that for this import. Brand name, you can obviously put a brand name in there if you're using brands, so that's up to you. But you'd only want to fill in these columns in the same row that the P is in, or the product one. So these rows here that were created underneath, so these rows here, you wouldn't want to put any of that information in because it only counts in this top row here. So these are the variants rows, and this rule is for the price for one of these variants, but I'll get to that in a second. So options set align, I'd leave that the same. It will keep the same kind of preferences as how you've exported it. The product descriptions, so same as before, in this row where the product type is the P, that's where you'd write the description in. So there's the example description. The price. Now these are 3 that you might want to fill in. So cost price, retail price, sale price. fixed shipping costs. These are all things that you can fill in if you need to, but I'm just going to cover the basics today. So there's the product information. You can put the weight in. So yeah, that's quite self-explanatory after you know the rules of kind of making sure you fill out these columns in the top row, or the row with a P in, and you leave these rows blank. So the way this works, we can look at the product actually. If we go into this product here, and we view it, right, so if this is the product here, it has two variants, the 500mm and the 800mm. So if we look on here, the two SKUs here, so the two variants are, you have to have a kind of square bracket RT, and then the variant name, which is size, so that's that there, size, equals to, and then the unit that you've put in. So it's exactly the same word in 500mm. Same with this one, RT size equals, and then 800mm. Then you'd have the SKU for that variant in there. So obviously you'd have a different SKU for each variant, 500 and 800. And this rule here is actually only for the 800, because this 500 here is priced up at the default price for the product. So the product here, the price is 50, I think it's 50 euros. So this first variant here, because we marked it as the default in the product, it reads off this base price here. Now the second one isn't the default, so it reads off the second price, which would be in this separate rule here. So the rule works in saying that the item type is a rule. It doesn't fill in a product name or product type, but then it marks the SKU against the variant here, so that it can pair up this. So essentially it can pair up this price here, which we've got fixed at 60. We can pair this price up with this product because it can match the SKUs together. So I can do another example for you in a second. But yeah, this is essentially where you'd fill in all the information for the product. Now, another thing to add, categories here. We've got it in a category called baths at the moment. If I was to want to update this product, then I would want to maybe put it in a category called showers as well. So the way the categories work is baths would be a top level category on its own. If we were to put it into another top level category on its own, we would have to do a semicolon and then list the other category. So the semicolon is what splits up the different categories, and that's how it reads it as a separate category. So if I was to then put showers, if there was already a category in your store called showers, then you'd have to have it in the exact same casing and spelling for it to read into the same category. But if you were to add showers and there wasn't a category already called that, it would create that category for you on the import. So we've got baths and showers, and then if I was to import a subcategory, we would add another semicolon, and let's say we'd do showers / enclosures, let's say. So that would be, if we were to import this now, it would read in this product into baths, the category, showers, the category, and also showers and the subcategory enclosures as well. So that's how that works. That can get quite long if you have it in a lot of categories, but you'd get used to that quite quick. Then we'll get on to the images. So the product images are a little bit tedious sometimes when it comes to importing a lot. So one thing to note is that I have exported this from BigCommerce and it already has 2 images in. So it already has these 2 images in. BigCommerce, when you upload these images, it changes the URL of the image that you originally put in and adds on numbers at the beginning and codes and also at the end. So if I was to say re-import this straight away again, and I chose to override the images, it wouldn't be able to pick these URLs up as an image that it has on the server, and it would blank out and delete the images that are already in there. But I'll show you the right settings to use so that that doesn't happen when we get to the import. Okay, so we have the URL at the end here, but the rest are pretty self-explanatory. This is all for Google Shopping stuff, but I'm not going to cover that today. So if I was to create another product, just as an example, we could do product. If it's a new product and not one that already exists, then we can leave this product ID field blank. If it's a product that already exists, you have to keep those IDs the same so that it knows which product to update in its system. So we can leave that blank. Let's do import test product 2. We can put it as a P. Let's put the SKU as import test product 2. Leave those the same. We can copy that, so that would be the same right. Example description. Price, let's do 30, and that'll be 30 of whatever currency you have set as default in the store. Now these you can just put a 0. Same with this, so you can kind of follow the same sort of format from the ones above, but these will be the same all the way down if you want the settings for the same products, so you'd be able to drag them all the way down in the spreadsheet. Just do that. Product weight, we can go with 5. Right, purchases visible. Yep. Track inventory, none. Not. Category, let's put it into baths, and let's just do baths for now. And then images we will leave. Page title, so I guess we can do import test product 2. Product condition new. Right, so we can copy that down. Copy that as well. Copy the URL so we can make that number 2. And Google Shopping enabled. Let's do N. Right, so that would be a product that we can now import. So I will show you how to import that now. If you're in Excel or Google Sheets, you'd use the same format of file, but you'd go to File, Download, or File, Save As in Excel, and you'll want to find CSV, so a comma separated value sheet. Now, if we do this, we can save this V2. Right, so now we have our import file saved, and we can go back to BigCommerce. We can go to this import section here within products. There we go. So you'd go to products and then click import here. Now this is where you choose your file to upload. So if we go into here, we can go into import. Now this is my import file, the v2. Okay, so these are the settings that you'll need to pay attention to so that you don't remove all the images that are already on the products. So what you want to do is tick file was exported using the bulk edit template. Right, so this is the bit where you'd, your instinct would probably say that you'd tick this delete existing images and allow the sheet with all your images and products in to give the most recent versions into the store. However, if you do this and your image URLs, which I mentioned here, if your image URLs here have these codes on and they don't match up with the image files that are on the server, which from experience would probably be something more like this text here, .jpeg, without this code here at the beginning and the end. If they don't match up, then it will delete the images that were on the products already, and it will leave them blank if it can't find them, which is a bit of a pain. Now, a workaround of this, but it is a little bit more complex, is to upload all of the images into the WebDAV, so into the server of your store, and then you can take all the URLs from that that you've uploaded into WebDAV that are already in the BigCommerce store then, and you'd match them up so that the import file has all the perfectly matched URLs in. Now, if you did it like that and all the URLs were perfectly matched, then the images would add into the products fine and there wouldn't be any problems, or many problems. But it's probably easiest if you don't know how to do that. The WebDAV is not the easiest thing to do if you have no idea. We can definitely look at doing a tutorial if anyone would be interested in that. But if you are just going to import, you can import all the product information except for the images using an import like this, and that would save a lot of time, especially if you've got hundreds if not thousands of products. Okay, so carrying on with the import. So if we don't tick this delete existing images, then the products will be uploaded with no images on, but any products that were exported already and already have images in, such as this product here, by unticking this, those product images won't be affected. So we'll keep this the same, we will keep this box the same, and these two the same as well. So if we go to the next page, now this, it picks up the column headings and matches them with what it thinks it should match the information with. So it should do this automatically, i.e. it's matching item type with item type, match product ID with product ID. You can obviously change this if you want the product ID to be matched up with something else, like the SKU or something like that, because you've got different headings, then that's fine. But most of the time it will just pick up the correct ones, and anything that you haven't got in the spreadsheet, like minimum purchase quantity, which you might not have in there because you don't want to put that into your products, then it will just ignore them if it hasn't picked them up in the spreadsheet. So you can go down here before you do the import and just check that they all match up. And if you check that the images are all adding up, matching up with the same file names. If we click next now, and we go start import, and just let it run. Okay, so that was quick because it was only 2. So here we go, we have 2 products that were imported successfully. One product was updated because it was already existing. So if we go to view imported products, here we have both the products. Now, because we didn't tick that box to overwrite the images that we had in there already have stayed in there, and the test product that we've put in has been imported. So it has all the information that we've put in. It's in the baths category that we had written. It hasn't got any images because, as I said, importing new images is a bit more complicated in BigCommerce. You can always do it manually. It's just a little bit more time consuming if you have a lot of products. But if we just back out and we go into this product here, both images should be fine. It's been put into the showers category where we'd added the category. And yeah, the rest of the information should be fine. Yeah. So that's a quick example of how you would use the spreadsheet to import products. Most times if you were migrating from another platform and you had a lot of products in an export file already, they'd probably be in a spreadsheet, and you'd be able to take the template from exporting from BigCommerce and take the export file that you have, and you'd be able to just chop and change in the information to the right places into the template, and following the rules that I have given you for good product import etiquette, then yeah, you should be able to start doing this yourself, and then you can look at the images after that as well. But yeah, if you have any questions or you have suggestions for another tutorial, then feel free to drop us a message, and we'll look at getting that done soon. Thank you, and bye for now.